Being selfish is not a good thing. One must learn to be selfless, not selfish. Oh, do you know how selfish that person is? We get to hear these words and many more like these from friends, families, well wishers, spiritual gurus, and even those who criticize us. But really, is it so bad to be selfish? Hi and welcome to everyone who's listening to me. Thank you so much for your time. I really hope, wish, and pray that you're in good health and good times. So, as you must have realized by now, our topic for today is selfishness. Let me start by sharing this one incident that happened last Sunday. Last Sunday, as most of our Sundays, was a nice, lazy, laid back day. We prefer to do our shopping and socializing on Fridays and Saturdays so that we can keep our Sundays for ourselves, just to relax and unwind so that we can prepare for the upcoming week. So, as I said, I was having a lazy day when my phone rang. I was so happy to see one of our family friends' name flash. Without wasting a single second, I answered the call, and after exchange of initial greetings, I got to know that they were visiting somebody not so far away from us. While I was talking to them, at the back of my mind, a small debate was going on. One part of me wanted to invite them because it had been so long that we had not seen each other, and we love each other's company. We always have amazing time together as a family. The other part of me, though, was wary of timing. It was already noon, and if I was to invite them for dinner, it would mean that I would get no time to relax. So after a bit of thinking, the social side of me won the battle. Now, as excited and happy I was to see them this evening, I was in a bit of fix as well. The question was, what to cook? I love cooking, especially for those who enjoy eating. After a lot of brain scratching and excited discussions with my husband, I decided to prepare a nice 5-course Italian meal. Because I remember that last time when I had made panna cotta, they enjoyed it to the core. So I wanted to make panna cotta again for them. And I usually like making all the courses from the same cuisine. So that's it then. The only problem though was that I did not have all the ingredients that were required to make panna cotta. I made a quick visit to the supermarket and bought whatever was required. Hurriedly came back home and started preparing dinner while tidying up the house side by side as well. And while I was at all this, my husband and my daughter helped me look after my 2-year-old monster toddler. Time was slipping away out of my hand like sand slipping out of a fist. It was almost 5 o'clock by the time I was done with everything, and now I was left with only half an hour before they would arrive. So rather than sitting and relaxing, I started getting my children ready and getting myself ready as well. Did not realize when it was 5:30 and the doorbell rang. I was still doing my hair, so I requested my husband if he could answer the door. After quickly doing my hair, I rushed down as well to greet them. We had such an amazing evening. Our husbands enjoyed their banter. Us wives enjoyed our little gossips. And children, of course, enjoyed their playtime. The evening was so nice and it went so quick. But as everything has to end, so did this evening has to come to an end too. It was almost 9 o'clock by the time we saw them off. The evening was over, but not my chores. I still had a lot of tidying up to do. And since it was already past bedtime, children were getting cranky and sleepy as well. I requested my husband if he could help me with a bit of chores and then put children to bed. He wanted to do just the latter bit. Well, he's not wrong as well. He had an early start the next day, so I accepted whatever help was offered to me. By the time I finished everything, it was 10:30, and it was only now that I had some time for myself to sit and relax and have a nice warm cup of chamomile tea. You must be thinking that what has this got to do with selfishness? So this was the time that I realized that I could have used a bit of selfishness here. Now you will ask me, how would selfishness help here? Well, what does it mean to be selfish? Let's break the word down. Self-ish. It only means to think either about oneself or for oneself. I should have thought about myself. I should have used self-awareness. I was aware that I had limited time and energy at hand. We all have our limitations. Sometimes it's limitation of time, energy, space, money, emotions. It could be everything. And we all should be aware of our limitations in any situation. So I should have been aware of these limitations and made my decisions accordingly. I could have chosen to make another dessert for which I had the ingredients at home readily available. I could have also made a nice 3-course meal instead of a 5-course one. Making these small little selfish changes would have saved me some time and energy, and it would have certainly given me some time to relax before I would see my guests. While these changes would have helped me, they certainly would have not harmed anybody's intentions. We would have still enjoyed as much as we did. After all, our guests were coming here for our company, and it is the company which matters, not 5-course or 3-course, and certainly not how much one has stretched themselves beyond their limits. There is one more aspect to this. When we stretch our limitations, we get stressed. And when we do that, we subconsciously start building up expectations. Expectations from the other person for whom we stretched our boundaries. And when we do not find appropriate reciprocation, that is when we feel let down. Sometimes in life, all of us go through some situation where we can tweak a thing here or there, or do things according to our convenience or according to our wishes. And while doing this, we don't necessarily harm anybody else's interests. In all these situations, I feel it is good to be selfish, because selfishness is just this. It is just thinking about ourselves. And it is good as far as we are not harming anybody else's interest. In fact, we all must learn to be selfish to an extent. So I feel it is really not that bad to be a bit selfish after all, especially if we can balance it against interests of other people. Life is after all about balancing, isn't it? This is my point of view. You might have a different point of view. I would love to hear your point of view. Please put it down in the comments. And if you have liked today's episode, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you are notified of every episode. Thank you so much for listening to me. And take very good care of yourself till we meet next. Bye.